Why is it that urbanists often seem to be in staunch opposition to car-friendly cities? It's a question that's been circling around many a dinner table and office water cooler. But to truly understand this debate, one must first delve into the depths of both perspectives. On one side of the coin, proponents of car-friendly cities argue that vehicles are a vital component of modern life. Cars, they claim, offer the freedom to travel wherever and whenever one desires. They facilitate a level of independence that public transportation simply cannot match. Furthermore, cars are seen as symbols of economic progress and prosperity. A city with smooth, wide roads and ample parking spaces is perceived as a city that's flourishing. Moreover, car enthusiasts argue that vehicles contribute to the local economy. They point to the automotive industry's immense economic influence, from manufacturing and servicing to fuel production and sales. This, they believe, creates jobs and drives economic growth. However, on the other side of this debate, urbanists argue that car-friendly cities are not sustainable in the long run. They claim that such cities contribute to environmental degradation due to increased carbon emissions from vehicles. They also point to the urban heat island effect, which occurs when concrete and asphalt absorb and radiate heat, significantly raising city temperatures. Urbanists also argue that car-centric urban design can lead to social isolation. They posit that sprawling cities designed around cars, rather than people, create physical barriers that discourage social interaction. They argue that pedestrian-friendly cities encourage a sense of community and foster social cohesion. Additionally, urbanists express concerns over the health implications of car-friendly cities. They cite research that links vehicle emissions to respiratory diseases and point to the lack of physical activity associated with car-dependent lifestyles as a contributing factor to obesity and other lifestyle diseases. Before we delve deeper into the debate between car-friendly cities and their alternatives, it's crucial to understand what urbanism really means. The term urbanism refers to the study of how inhabitants of urban areas, cities, and towns interact with the built environment. This field of study and practice has its roots in the early 20th century, but has gained significant popularity in recent years, evolving into a movement advocating for sustainable and people-centric city planning. Modern urbanism emphasizes the importance of public spaces that foster social interaction and community building. It promotes walkability, advocating for cities where daily necessities are within a short walk from home or work. It supports mixed-use development, where residential, commercial, and recreational spaces coexist, reducing the need for long commutes. And it calls for efficient public transportation, providing an alternative to car dependency and reducing carbon emissions. With this understanding of urbanism, we can better appreciate the arguments of urbanists against car-friendly cities. It's not merely a stand against cars, but a vision for cities that are sustainable, inclusive, and designed for people, not vehicles. As we proceed, keep these principles in mind, and you'll better understand the urbanist perspective. Urbanists and city planning enthusiasts have several reasons for opposing car-friendly cities. They argue that such cities promote the unsustainable consumption of fossil fuels, a non-renewable resource, which is a significant contributor to global warming. By building more roads and parking spaces, we are essentially prioritizing cars over the environment, creating a vicious cycle of increased fossil fuel usage and carbon emissions. They also believe that car-centric planning leads to urban sprawl, which is the uncontrolled expansion of urban areas. This sprawl not only results in the loss of green spaces and wildlife habitats, but also leads to increased commuting times and traffic congestion. In addition to this, urbanists point out that car-friendly cities often lack adequate public transportation. This lack of accessible and affordable public transit options leads to social inequality, as those without cars are disadvantaged and limited in their mobility. Despite these compelling arguments, car-friendly cities continue to be built and maintained. but it's clear that this model of urban planning has serious implications for our environment, health, and social equity. In our next segment, we will explore potential solutions and alternatives to car-centric urban design. Despite the compelling arguments against car-friendly cities, they continue to be built and maintained. One might ask, why is this so? One reason is that car-friendly cities are often seen as a sign of modernity and progress. The image of wide, smooth highways and the freedom of personal mobility that cars provide are linked to a certain perception of advancement and prosperity. Secondly, these cities cater to the demands of a car-owning public. The convenience and independence that come with owning a car are often prioritized over the broader environmental and societal implications. Lastly, we cannot overlook the economic factors at play. The automotive industry has significant influence from job creation to lobbying efforts, which often tip the scales in favor of car-centric planning. The debate between urbanists and proponents of car-friendly cities is complex and multifaceted. In the next segment, we will look at some potential solutions and alternatives to this model of urban planning, balancing the needs of the public, the environment, and the economy. Let's take a closer look at the different solutions proposed by urbanists and proponents of car-friendly cities to tackle urban challenges like congestion, long commutes, and accessibility for non-car owners. Urbanists suggest solutions such as efficient public transportation, creating walkable neighborhoods, and promoting mixed-use development. These approaches aim to reduce reliance on cars, promote healthier lifestyles, and create more inclusive and livable cities. On the other hand, proponents of car-friendly cities propose expanding road networks, implementing smart traffic management systems, and promoting carpooling. These solutions aim to accommodate the existing car-owning public, reduce traffic congestion, and improve the efficiency of car use. While both sides bring valid points to the table, it's vital to consider the long-term sustainability and social equity of these solutions. Expanding road networks might alleviate traffic in the short term, but it could also encourage more car ownership and use, leading to more congestion in the long run. Similarly, while efficient public transportation and walkable neighborhoods can make cities more livable, they require substantial investment and planning and may not be feasible or popular in all contexts. As we move forward in our discussion, it's crucial to keep these differences in mind. The challenge is not just about finding a solution that works today, but one that will continue to work in the future. We need to strive for solutions that balance convenience, sustainability, and inclusivity, creating cities that are not just car-friendly or car-free, but people-friendly. While the debate between urbanists and proponents of car-friendly cities continues, it's important to remember that both sides are ultimately seeking the same thing: cities that work for their inhabitants. Firstly, both sides agree that long commutes are not ideal. Whether you're a driver stuck in traffic or a commuter on a crowded train, no one enjoys wasting hours of their day in transit. Hence, solutions that can reduce commute times are a win for everyone. This brings us to our second point. Carpooling and efficient public transportation can help achieve this shared goal. Carpooling reduces the number of cars on the road, thus reducing traffic congestion and carbon emissions. Efficient public transportation, on the other hand, can provide a reliable alternative to driving, especially in densely populated areas. Thirdly, urban planning that incorporates green spaces and pedestrian-friendly areas can benefit everyone. These spaces not only add aesthetic value to a city, but also promote healthier lifestyles and community bonding, enhancing the overall quality of life. Lastly, we cannot overlook the role of technology. Technological advancements like electric cars and smart traffic management systems can make cities more sustainable without sacrificing the convenience of cars. This way, we can address environmental concerns without depriving people of the independence and mobility that cars provide. By focusing on these shared goals, we can move past the dichotomy of car-friendly versus car-free, and instead aim for people-friendly cities. cities that are sustainable, equitable, and enjoyable for all.